she's going to laugh at this, but child star, fashion trendsetter, singer, writer, producer, our guest today. Go ahead. It's all right. Jennette McCurdy in the studio with us today.
That's so grand.
Well, it is grand. It is grand because
waltz out with like a crown and like a giant cane.
That's the kind of introduction that you've earned. iCarly, Sam and Cat. I mean, come on, you're blowing up all over the place, right?
Excuse me, I need a second. Okay, I'm good.
But I mean, honestly, it's impressive to carry all of those titles.
Well, thanks.
Well, how take me back. How does this even start?
Well, I wanted to start acting when I was really little because I wanted to be in Star Wars. I wanted to marry Anakin Skywalker, and that did not happen. But now I think my chances.
You never know.
Well, now they're making the new Star Wars movies, so I just gotta get in touch with JJ and maybe make something happen.
Pound on some doors.
Yeah.
But that was genuinely that was the inspiration.
That was the legitimate reason why I wanted to start, and then ended up not doing anything like sci-fi at all for a long time, so I was kind of bummed, but I found other things that I liked in acting.
So how do you get into the Nickelodeon family? Because it's a very tough nut to crack. I mean, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of people out there that would just love to know like what the secret is.
Yeah, well, I think I know with the producer that I worked with, I mean, I just auditioned a lot, and then I got a guest spot on a show called Zoe 101, and he remembered me for a couple years for the part that I played in iCarly when I was 14. But I think that there's this idea that to be like on the Disney Channel or on Nickelodeon, you should be like this, like singing, acting, like puppet, where you're just like, wow, everything's great all the time. But I think that
is there pressure like that though when you get on the inside? Come on.
I mean, I think that pressure is not like justified or warranted. I think we just make it up in our own heads.
Okay.
Because really, there's nothing, like, people aren't really like that. So I think you're better off for your own good and also for everybody around you if you're just a little more like real and actually just, aren't tap dancing into rooms.
Tap dancing. You have to put that on your list of skills.
Yes.
I mean, you think that's part of the success that you had with iCarly and Sam and Cat?
I think that iCarly itself was a really real show for kids. Like, obviously we're broad and obviously it's a comedy and we're over the top and silly, but at the same time I think that the characters were really real, and I think everybody on the show was trying to, just be authentic.
You've got your own series now as well. It's
Yes.
What's Next for Sarah.
Oh yeah.
And this it's a web series, and this somewhat, after Sam and Cat was canceled, somewhat of a trailing off on this, right?
So this was actually like my creativity is like therapy for me. So this was like my therapy project where I had some really funny experiences during the making of Sam and Cat, and just I think growing up in the business and being like a child star and being on Nickelodeon. So I kind of wanted to do like a fun kind of parody of my life, and what came out was What's Next for Sarah, this web series that I wrote.
And so, I mean, how closely then is it like to your real? I mean, I know
shockingly close.
Is it? It's really close.
Very, very close.
And are you coming up with these experiences yourself, or people are coming to you and say, "Hey, remember when this happened? What do you think about putting that as an episode?"
For me, when I write, it's all based on personal experience. So pretty much everything. I mean, I would say some of it is even word for word stuff that happened.
Really?
But otherwise, yeah. There are some instances and some characters and things that are exaggerated just for comedic purposes. So.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'll ask about Gloriana then.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely a character that was heightened for comedic purposes, and I think what I was trying to do with the humor there was definitely there were a lot of blogs and stuff that made it like a dramatic sort of like, oh, these people are fighting. There's this bit, like they blew it way out of proportion. But for me, it was just trying to be like, oh, well, this is something that I experienced, and I'm trying to make light of it and, make a joke. And I think hopefully there were a good portion of people that took it that way and didn't.
So do you think that the relationship that you had with Ariana Grande, who was your co-star on the show, do you think that was misconstrued in the public? I mean,
I do think it was misconstrued in the public. I mean, I think that we. First of all, Ariana is great. We've had coffee since this web series and everything, and we've talked, and like she's awesome, and I wish her all the best, and I hope that I know she does the same for me. But I think that there's this certain idea when you play best friends on a TV show that you have to be best friends and you have to go everywhere together, and if you don't, then it's suddenly like, oh, well, they hate each other, and then that starts this kind of dramatic, like cat fighty thing, and I just think online people take things way out of context, and I think that just it kind of perpetuates its own drama.
Well, because it's got to be difficult because your fan base is so incredibly loyal by the number of Facebook followers that you have, by the number of Twitter followers that you have, and Ariana as well there.
Yeah.
I mean, Is it difficult then to kind of see the fights or the disputes, whether real or fictionalized, play out kind of, and you might not have control over what's being said?
Yeah, well, I think sometimes, fans they get so excitable, and it's awesome to have that kind of a support, but at the same time, they want their idol or the person that they look up to be, they have ideas for how they want their career run and operated and things like that. And I think sometimes it can be a little fighty between different fan bases just because they think, well, this person got this opportunity and the person that I like didn't. And that's just, it's kind of, I guess, it's great that they're so supportive, but at the same time, everybody's on their own path and we're all just, doing our own thing.
So, I mean, it sounds like things are resolved then between you two.
Absolutely, yeah.
They are.
And I wouldn't say, I think that things were taken, that things were definitely misconstrued. I don't think things were ever as bad as they were made to seem in the public. But I definitely think we both fueled the fire a little bit on our ends because there's something to like the heat of the moment and the drama. And when people are telling you this person hates you, then you're just like, "Wah! I hate you too," and you go kind of like crazy. I guess I don't know. I just think the internet makes people weird.
It gets amplified.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to know what happened to Sam and Cat. Everyone loved that show.
I think that we both, Ariana and I both started that show when we were I think we had already mentally graduated from like the Nickelodeon space and everything, and we both had different things that we wanted to pursue. For me, it's I really want to be on the creative end of things and write and direct and produce my own projects and work just on more adult comedies, and I think Ariana definitely wanted to focus on music. So I think we kind of had one foot in and one foot out. So we started the show and we were really excited, and then initially the plan was only to do like 20 episodes, and then we got picked up for another 20, and we were excited but thinking like, okay, it's time to kind of like wind this down. And then I think somewhere around episode 36, we just all had a big conversation with the network, and we're like, we all think that it's kind of time to move on, and we all feel ready. And the network was completely understanding and really great about kind of ending the show in a way that they just kind of dissolved. Nothing like it's over, nothing's dark.
Right. Do you still feel the same way now, or do you miss it?
I still feel the same way now. I'm really, really happy. I think my life had been a little bit, I had just felt like I'd been doing the same thing for a while, and I guess I felt a certain like stagnance that I didn't really like, and I really needed to like grow and try other things and experience new things in order for me to feel kind of better about where my life was going. So for me personally, I still feel the same. And yeah, I don't want to speak to anybody else, but I'm pretty sure everybody is enjoying what's happening now.
Well, one of the new experiences that you're working on right now is this new show called Between.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. It's on City, which is part of Netflix.
Yes, City is a channel in Canada, and Netflix is the partner who bought the show for the States, and also I believe it will air in some other countries on Netflix. It's a drama, so that was super exciting.
Yeah, I mean a big difference.
Yeah, huge change. I basically got a call from Netflix that they wanted to meet with me about this show, and I said like, well, tell me a little bit about it, and they go, well, it's this like apocalyptic sci-fi, and I was like, hold you right there, like I gotta go and be in person for this meeting, because obviously starting from Star Wars, I really love sci-fi.
Right.
And it's a show about a small town that gets put into quarantine after a disease outbreak, and the only people left alive in the town are 22 and under, so everybody is just kind of running around frantic trying to figure out how this happened, and it's up to us to figure out whether the government has put us into quarantine and released this disease because of some person that they're trying to catch. It's like a mystery, sci-fi, some romance.
So is
kind of like a blend of
is
genres.
it scratching this sci-fi itch that you've had since?
Yes, in a way. I mean, if it were up to me, I would be like in full prosthetic makeup with like crazy bun hair and like a gown. But this definitely has like that kind of content. The overall through line of the show is definitely kind of sci-fi based. So it's definitely there.
Are you still working on music as well?
No, just for fun. I write comedy songs for fun, but I had a record deal before, and that was not for me. I didn't feel like myself. I felt silly, and yeah.
What? So comedy songs, are you talking like for other people or not?
Oh, for myself. Like I know 3 chords and the truth. So I just play I play keyboard, and then I'll just do like my basic little chords with hunched shoulders apparently, and then I just like write comedy songs, and then I post them on YouTube. Okay, so totally for fun, just a hobby.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So just blow off
not
some
to be taken seriously. Yeah.
So you are, and I know you were laughing about this, but I said this at the top. I mean, you really are a fashion trendsetter. I mean, people really are. Listen, people follow very closely what you're wearing and what you've got on there. So you're in town for New York Fashion Week. You're gonna be at a lot of red carpets, a lot of premieres.
Yeah, lots of different events, and I actually started working with a new stylist before this week. that I was super excited about because I worked with her for like a magazine shoot, and she put me in these these stockings that had Ryan Gosling's face on them.
Do you know what? It's funny that you say that. We actually did a story about the popularity about men's fashion socks, right? Now, and we went to a store and they had these socks that had Ryan Gosling's face. They also
probably the socks that I had.
They've got Jake Gyllenhaal socks as well.
No way. Yes. I have James Franco leggings.
Well,
we'll just make an outfit out of it.
If you want the full collection right there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. But working with this woman has been great because she really has found this kind of eclectic side to style that I gravitate toward, and I think it lets out my quirky tendencies, which I'm full of.
Well, we will continue to look forward to that. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
This was fun.